just 2 weeks behind Knox Johnson, he continued eastwards for another lap of the Southern Ocean to save my soul, as he put it. This is the real solo race, sailing like it's 1968.
Forcément, tous les gens qui reviendront de la Golden Globe Race, forcément, il faut s'attendre à ce qu'ils aient changé.
It's a great story and it's the 50th anniversary, and it's a great opportunity to relive the original solo sailing when technology wasn't available, where we're just using sextants and wind-up clocks to find your position. And it's really the story of humanity and human endeavour in the extreme. So the world has never seen anything like this event.
Well, g'day everybody. This is number 15, Jane just told me, and I'm currently in transit on the way to France, and Sable d'Olonne, the home of the GGR and all that sort of stuff, which is going to start in 2 years' time. So all getting very exciting. So different backdrop behind me right now. Long story, but next week I'll actually be in Sable d'Olonne, so that'll be a bit of fun. And we'll be looking forward to sailing my little Mini and following right through to the Vendée Globe and catching up with people and doing some preliminary planning on the GGR. So anyway, right now we're going to go with Goro. Here he comes, 210, big smile. G'day. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, Dan?
I'm not too bad. So where are you at the moment? And are you really feeling depressed because you can't sort of send any questions in? You know, like
Yeah.
ask yourself.
I keep asking myself questions every day, so I'll leave the life for someone else to do that. I'm actually at one of the properties that we are flipping, so that I have enough money for the Golden Globe race.
Yep, sounds cool.
I'm in the basement right now. We've rented out the upstairs. The basement has some work left, and then that also goes out, and then I will move to the boat.
That's cool. So everything's in full swing, eh?
Oh yeah.
You know, you're kind of lucky because you've got a boat. I was speaking to a lot of the entrants about different things this last week, and the list is huge. Graham over in New Zealand can't get to his boat. He won't have a chance to get to it until next year. Matthew Wright's got his Rustler 36 in France. He can't get to it. Shane Tyrrell in Queensland, he can't get to his boat in America, so he's worried. The list goes on and on and on. It's unbelievable, but at least you got a boat. So the program's doing okay. You're happy at the moment?
I think I'm a little bit behind, but this COVID thing threw everyone off. But I think winter is going to be good because I probably will have work from home for quite a bit, so I can give more time to the boat. And my club is putting my boat right up at the fence away from everyone so that I can keep working on it all winter.
Too many visitors, not enough work. Too many visitors. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning because I know you got an interesting story. You're obviously from India, and you're very unusual because you were an early sailor. So where did it all begin? How did you get into sailing? Like, where were you born? You know, tell us about where you were born, the family, what got you into sailing.
Yeah, so I was born in Mumbai, which was Bombay then, and then so when I was 11, my father said I'm being too annoying and naughty, so he has to get some discipline into me. So he sent me away to the Sea Cadets. So I became a Sea Cadet and started learning sailing over there. And then it's a voluntary organization. You go there, and it was so cheap to learn sailing. But everywhere you had to do the repairs on the boat yourself. Like, we were kids, so we would collide with the opties a lot, and there would be a lot of holes in the boat. So
what sort of boats were they?
It was opties, cadet class, enterprise, 420s.
Oh, that's all right. That's right up there. I'm thinking historic stuff. Because how old are you now? Are you allowed to say? It's on the
I'm
website.
33 now. 33. So I started at 11. Yeah,
That's only
it's been
20 years
22
ago.
years.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was at that age, at 12, we were learning to do fiberglass work on the boat. And they had a mold there, and we would help in building those Optimus. So we were learning a lot of skills apart from sailing. And sailing over there was not fun sailing. It was only competitive sailing. So the only time you
Yeah.
get to sail is when you race.
That's
So
that's
it was,
that's a really interesting thing, because everyone talks about how there's no young people in sailing anymore, and racing's
yeah.
important. It's a good way to get in the club and stuff, but I think some of it's a bit too heavy on racing. I
Oh,
used to
yeah.
go cruising in my Heron dinghy. But that's another story. So
I didn't
so
go
so
cruising.
how many kids were involved with that? Like how big was the operation?
It was more than 500 kids. So
Holy moly.
it was a real struggle. So it was 500 kids, probably 50 boats. So it was a real, and we would have more kids coming in every year. So it
Yeah.
was a real struggle to be one of those few to get into that. So from my year, there's only 12 people who got selected to sail from all the tests. So we actually, before we could go sailing, 6 months we had theory lessons on land, and then swimming tests and all those things, and then you give an exam. So if you're in the top 12, then you get selected to sail the one of the opties that were
So
there.
so was this part of the education system? Like the government were funding it?
No, no.
Or was it Navy or something, like the government Navy?
Yeah,
Or
the Navy helps them out. It's actually in a naval area. The government also helps them out, and there are a lot of private sponsors. But it's a voluntary, non-governmental youth organization.
okay, so your dad was good because you got beat up a bit and you learned about self-discipline sailing. So
Yeah.
so how did it progress, and excuse me, how did it progress, and what took you to the next level?
So it's a long story actually. So my dad moved away from the city, so then I had to move away. There was no sailing over there, but then I found a way to come back. Found a school which dad had found acceptable for me to study in Bombay. So I
Yeah.
came back, and then I didn't have money because he didn't give me money to join the sailing club at that point because I had left the cadets. So I sold T-shirts, and with that money, I joined the sailing club, and and then I had to relearn my sailing again because the sailing club had bigger boats. They had Lightnings, they had a 21-foot seabird boat.
Yeah.
So I had to relearn everything again, and that I did all by myself.
So
Just took the boat.
how old were you then?
I was 18, 17,
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
And then I just learned sailing by myself again, and even there it was all about racing. So every Saturday and Sunday I would just stand outside the club, and then all the guys who had the big boats, they would wait for, they want crew, and they would just pick you. So if you do better, then you go to the, if you do
Okay.
better, then the better sailors take you after that. So that's how you
Okay. So
grow.
yeah. So hang on a sec. So you're 18. What about your family? You got lots of brothers and sisters, or is it a
I'm
big
the
family?
only child.
Only child. Okay. So what were you doing at the time? Did you have a job then, and so on?
I was studying engineering, which I dropped out of later, and started
What sort
studying
of engineering? What sort of engineering?
mechanical.
Which one?
Mechanical.
Mechanical engineering. Okay. So you
Yeah,
dropped out
so
of that.
I'm really good at engineering, drawing, and drafting. So
Okay.
it was a good time. And then, but I dropped out and I started studying journalism because I used to love writing about sailing, and I found I had a flair for it. And
Yeah.
then whenever there were sailing competitions, I would proxy write for all the newspapers and send it to them, and then I would get paid a little bit of money for that.
So
So
what kept driving you towards sailing? What was the attraction in a few words? Like describe the emotion or the word. What was it? Was it fun? It was a challenge. What was it?
I think, yeah, it was a challenge. It was, it's India, 2 billion people. You have to be best at what you could do. I wasn't very good at cricket, so I found myself being good at sailing.
Okay, my cricket story with Robin, don't you? Sir Robin Knox Johnson.
No.
He was my hero,
Oh,
and I happened to be working on Aries wind vanes in Sydney during the BOC, the first one in '82, and I hear Robin's turning up in the race office. So I go up there, stand around like a bad smell because my hero is going to walk it through the door. Shortening it up, he does. and we get to say good day, and all he wanted to talk about was bloody cricket, and I don't follow cricket. And so right then I thought he's just ordinary. Right, I'm going to do the BOC. Anyway, long story, but cricket, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so then what happened? What was the next level, the next big move?
So then there was our first offshore race in India, first offshore national championship, and everyone wanted to, like, all the Navy boats entered, and there was no civilians. And one of my friends, he had this boat which was named Fowler Rope, which was
Was this
is a
this one
sea
here?
boat.
This
Yeah,
this one? Okay.
yes, yes, yes. And it was built around the same time in the same yard as Sir Robin's boat, and it's a Carvel hull. It's wooden. It's 19 foot, and gaff rigged, wooden mast and wooden boom. Um, and he said, "Do you want to go?" Because no one wanted to go with him. So, and I was like, "I won't."
How long was the race? How big was the race?
It was 800 miles.
800 miles.
Yes.
Okay. It looks like an open boat.
Yeah. It's a day sailor.
So what was it?
uh,
Had category 1 safety or something, or like nothing? No. Okay. So
so
what
I
happened?
was like, no one's ready to go. I'll go. So when I landed up over there, it's me, him. We know how to sail, and the other two. One guy doesn't know. He is putting up the money. He doesn't even speak English or our language, and the fourth guy is a bartender who has no sailing experience. So it's only two of us, and we go out. First night we hit a storm. The pintle for the rudder breaks, and that's why you see in the back there's a lashing going towards the rudder. So the rudder is lashed all the way through after that one first night, and the boat is
Hang
sinking
on.
all the
So
time.
you just kept going. You didn't stop. It's 800 miles. So you've only gone 150 miles into it, and you
Oh
still
no,
keep
no,
going.
no. We had gone only 12 miles into it, and the rudder broke, and the pintle broke, and we were like, and yeah, we had winds from behind, so we were like, we are not going upwind back, so we just keep going. Um,
Okay, I'm going to shorten it down because that's a life raft in the cockpit, right? That orange thing is
yeah,
your life raft. So tell
yeah,
me the story.
we were sinking, and the shrouds were the chain plates were coming out because we had the storm. The chain plates had slipped, so we were like, the mast is going down anytime and something is going to happen, so let's keep the life raft outside.
So what comms
But
did you have? Do you have a radio or something, or?
we had a handheld VHF which stopped working after the first night because we didn't have batteries,
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
and we had only three life rafts
You
for
had
the four
only
of us.
3
So
life
three life
jackets.
jackets for the four of us.
That's a very good safety committee in the yacht club, eh? That's really
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't know, and we didn't know. We thought we had four. When we went out, we found out we had three.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you survived anyway. And
Yep.
where did you come in the race?
So the first leg, so they had a weird rule that everyone has
Let's
to
cut
start
straight to the end. Where did you finish up?
first.
You won.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Jeepers. Hey, hang on a minute. There's another picture here. Is that of you with the winner's check or something? Hang on. Oh, I'm having a
Yes.
problem with the. Uh oh. Jeepers. Something's frozen up here. I can't get to the other pictures. Oh, here we go. So this is you winning that race in the 19-foot boat.
Yes.
So what did you win?
It was, I think, so we won 20,000 rupees, which is around 10,000 Canadian dollars for being the most enterprising team because we did all
You're
that.
kidding me.
Yeah, and then I think won 15,000 again for the second leg, which we beat everyone by 16 hours or something like that.
Hang on a second. How did you win? What were the other boats if you won?
We were just sailing faster.
Oh, no. Oh boy, was there any films made of it? Hollywood? Did it make Hollywood or anything? That would be good to see.
Nah,
Okay, well
yeah.
that's a good yarn. I like that. Crikeys. Okay, so here's another one. This one I can relate to. I know these guys and I know the boat. Just explain what's going on here. And so you
So
won that race. But hang on, before we get into this, what happened next? What was the next level?
So
you?
yeah, so actually in that race, this is the first time I met Dilip, who's in the picture in the center over there. And on the stopover, he said, "I am building this boat to go sailing around the world to become the first Indian." And I was
Yeah.
like, if he's doing it with stops, I want to be the first Indian to do it non-stop. And that was my plan. I wanted to do that, but that before I could even do that, he came back from his round the world, and then Tommy was ready to go on his round the world, and I hadn't even started planning about it. So I when this boat was being ready for
Wait,
Tommy.
hang on a sec. Wasn't that 19-footer available?
Oh yeah, no, it was not. It was in
Oh,
really
okay.
bad shape
Okay.
after that
That's
race.
all right. Yeah. Okay.
So I actually thought about doing the round the world in that 19 footer, like refitted completely, build a enclosure and do it. But I just didn't have the funds at that point, or I was thinking
Cheapest.
in
The
a bit.
winner's check. The winner's check would have got you a fairway. Crikeys.
It was
Anyway.
divided into people.
Okay, so okay, just coming back to this because this is a really interesting picture. Because Dilip, for those that don't know, was the first Indian to go round solo non-stop. He's a great guy. He was a big. Sorry.
Dilip was with stops.
Oh, with stop. Sorry. Yeah, great guy. It was his rank within the Navy was he was commander or in the
He was
Indian Navy.
commander, I think.
Commander,
Yeah, he
yeah,
was
great
commander.
guy. He's a very close friend of Sir Robert Knox Johnson for a long time, and they were both supporters of Abolish. I call Abolish Tommy, and then Tommy took the same boat around the world solo non-stop. Okay,
Yes.
and so this is when this photo was taken at what stage within that
This is
chronology?
this is probably um, 2 or 3 weeks before Tommy left.
Okay, cool. All right, so just a young boy, we might say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you got plenty of inspiration there. I can see where the GGR came from. Then that sounds
Oh,
like
yeah.
a boring. That sounds like a boring question to ask. But what
Yeah. So
happened? What happened when you heard about the first GGR?
I was in business school at that point, and I had big loans and everything. So I said, not for me. Uh, I wanted to dream about it, but no. But then I heard Abhilash is doing it. I was like, damn, he gets everywhere I want to do. Like everything I want to do, Abhilash goes and does it.
Okay.
So,
So then you.
but
So
then
then you. So I'll carry on.
yeah, but then Abhilash was preparing for it, and I was speaking to Abhilash one day, and he said, "This is a race. This is probably the toughest race out there, and this could really get you places if you do sail and win, even finish it." And he said, "There's a 2022 happening. Why don't you do that?" And he said, "If he comes back, he'll give me whatever money he has left, and he'll be my manager." So
Yeah.
I was like, I have a manager and he's going to give me some money as well. So might as well do the race. So then I messaged you and I said, I'm doing the race.
I know. And then that started a conversation that went on for years. It was on again,
Yes,
off again, on again, off again. And yeah, it sounds like you've got a pretty powerful family and an amazing wife. You probably don't need
yes.
to talk about it, but suffice to say, you're now in the GGR. That's quite incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so all right, time's kicking through. I'm gonna hit you with some. I think I hit you with word associations first. Okay,
Okay.
you know the deal. All right,
Yes.
you ready to go?
Yep.
Robert Knox Johnson.
Uh,
Now,
Bombay.
look, hang on a minute. Word association is the first thing that goes bang when you hear it. You got to say it. Doesn't matter whether
Okay.
it's good, bad, or indifferent. Don't try to be good. Let's start
Yeah.
again. Time,
Priceless.
life,
Once and only once.
mother,
Love.
impossible,
There's nothing that is impossible.
cold,
It's okay.
fear,
Uh, Fear is good.
adventure,
It's life.
fish,
Fish fry.
dreams,
Memories.
holidays,
Relax.
albatross,
Bird.
money,
Means to an end.
sponsors,
Uh, uh, Happy to have them.
Bondi Globe.
My next goal.
Okay, that's probably enough. All right, that's cool. All right, at least that was very good. Okay, you know the deal now. So I've shuffled the numbers because Jane and I had a conversation before this live,
And we both agreed that with your current background working with very big organisations and being so well organised, you will have done your research and listened to all the questions before and got the numbers sorted.
Yes.
And picked a number to get your question. So forget it. It's all over.
Yeah.
You're going to give me numbers and they've all been changed. All right. So number 1 to 10.
5.
5. What are your guilty pleasures?
There's a Indian Chinese dish called American chop suey.
American chop suey.
Yeah.
It's a dish.
It's a dish.
Yeah.
Okay, Jane knows it. She said, "Yeah." She thinks it. So what's the big deal about that?
I just so we had very less money growing up. So once in a month, my father would really let me eat outside, and that was the only dish I could eat. So I just kept eating that all my life.
That's all right. I've got guilty pleasures at the moment. I'm trying to get over it. I've got to lose weight. Okay, 10 to 20.
15.
15. What was the last time you cried and why?
Last time I cried was, I think it was 2 weeks ago when I was in an educational Zoom call with some kids from India, and there were a few kids from a state called Jammu Kashmir, which has throttled internet because of political reasons, and those kids could not attend the call, and it made me really cry for their plight.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we're lucky in some parts of the world, eh? Okay, 20 to 30.
29.
29. What's the meaning of life?
42.
Right, everyone that's watching this now, there's about 12 people. Put your hand up if you know the answer to that, what that means. Oh, yeah, look, yeah, a few of them have got it. Okay, moving right along. Where do we get to? 30 to 40.
33.
33. What would the perfect you be like?
The perfect me?
Yeah.
The perfect me would be the perfect son.
The perfect son, as in
Yeah.
father and son.
No, yeah, as in father and son.
Yeah.
Perfect son to my parents.
Okay, that's cool. So he got
I'm
you
not
started.
because I leave for sailing every 4 years.
He what? Sorry.
Which I'm not because I leave for sailing every 4 years and they don't like it.
Yeah, there's a good backstory there. I'm sure it'll come out later. Okay, 40 to 47.
42, of course.
42. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, what is the most courageous thing you've ever done?
The most courageous thing I've ever done?
Yeah.
I think going on that first race. I didn't know anything about it.
Sorry, that's not courageous. That's stupid. But anyway, carry on. It was good. You kept going.
Yeah, we didn't have a GPS or anything, and we didn't have a GPS or anything, and we had to find a small island which was 4 kilometers wide in middle of the sea.
Wow. You'll have to do something about showing the course sometime. Show us where it is. This is an amazing story. I can see where you're coming from, and smaller the boat, bigger the adventure, eh? But holes and buddy. Yeah. Anyway, that's a good story. All right. Here comes the crazy question between A and N. The letter between A and N.
G for Gaurav and the Golden Globe race.
E. G.
G. Yeah.
G. Okay. If you compared yourself to an animal, what would it be and why?
A panther.
A what?
A panther. A black panther.
A panther. Black panther.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Yeah. It moves in slowly on its prey.
So you're saying that to Guy de Boer, or you're saying that to Simon with a SK 36?
To all of them, because they won't know where I came from and how I left them behind.
Okay. Oh, I'm seeing Simon. He just got up and walked out just as I'm about to put him on screen. I'm going to show. Oh, he just came back. I was going to show you the chair. So Simon, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. Yeah, good.
That's good.
Very pleased to hear that Gaurav is going slowly on his prey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, eh? Now, look, I tipped you off before. I called Gaurav for a couple of years, and I got it sorted last trip. So we're going to have to try and roll everyone over now. It's Gaurav, not Gaurav, but that's cool. Yeah. So where are you, Simon?
I'm at home in Brittany, France.
Yeah. And tell me that, because you're English, right? But you're living in France. You speak perfect French, so the French are going to love you. But what was the connection? How did you get to France? How do you call France home?
Don, I think you're the only person who thinks I speak perfect French.
Everything's relative, right?
Yeah,
Bonjour, monsieur.
yeah.
Comptez-vous, s'il vous plaît? That's about all I know. No, not quite, but yeah. So how did you get that strong connection with France?
Well, my first job was actually in France when I was working as an engineer on oil rigs. I mean, I've traveled and lived in various places, and France is just one of those countries who always said I would come back and live in. It's
Yeah,
it's a
cool.
great
I can understand that entirely.
part of Europe.
Yeah, it's a cool spot. So because we're not going to go in depth with you right now, Simon, because you're on next week. That's the whole idea of it. But there's a picture of your Biscay 36. We had a couple of Biscays in the last edition, and both of them had issues. Antoine had to retire into Rio, and of course we lost Gregor's boat, which was all pretty sad. And I often wonder whether it's still out there. But what got you into the Biscay?
Well, there are a number of reasons, but I fancied doing it with a sloop Biscay just to see how that would do. And availability, nice price, and actually that boat was made in my hometown in the UK in Emsworth, which has great routes.
That's all right. Yep, that's cool. So Gaurav, I think the Biscays are pretty hot. Gaurav. Oh, jeepers! Now Jane's getting up with me. Okay, so do you feel good about that, Simon? I hope so. But anyway, so Gaurav, why are you going to beat this Biscay 36? What do you got up your sleeve?
It's the number 42, and yeah, as I said last time, I'm just more desperate. This is my stepping stone to what next, and I'm going to give it everything I have to be up there.
Yeah, okay. Sounds like you're going to beat him, Simon. It's all right. He's not focused on the boat. So why are you going to beat Gaurav? Gaurav. maybe here's the deal. Maybe we should just call Gaurav. Because I called Abolish Tommy.
No.
Nope. Okay, I'll stick with Gaurav. Where do you think you're going to stand alongside crikey now the Toshiba 36, and there's the other one. What's the other one?
Baba 35.
The which one?
Baba 35.
Yeah, Baba 35 and Guy's got the Toshiba, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. So what do you think your hot prospects are, Simon?
Yeah, well, I don't know those two boats. They're not many of them around this part of the world, but they sound really good boats. I mean, ultimately, the real goal is to get round and finish, and that'll be a win. So I think we all stand a pretty good chance, an equal chance of doing that. And whichever boat goes fastest, I'm not sure that's going to make all the big difference. It's all about getting around.
Yeah, it's a lot in it. So what's your apart from getting to the start, Gaurav, what's your biggest challenge? Assuming you've started, you're underway. What's your biggest challenge?
I think the biggest challenge after starting is going to be, I don't know. I think, it's going to be missing family. Nothing other than that. I think sailing can be handled, and it's like you leave, and then you handle every situation that comes to you. So that's all right. But missing family, missing people back home.
We missed about your background. You actually did part of the Clipper challenge, Clipper with with Sir Robin and all that sort of stuff. Tell us a bit about that, because that gave you a lot of sea miles, eh?
Yeah, it was so that's what after I wanted to do the round the world, there was no option. There was some talk about some Indian involvement in the Volvo, and that fell off. And I was like one of the first few guys who was being put up for that, but that never happened. So then I just took it in my own hand, saying, this is the only race I can do where I can pay and go. So might as well just do that. So I went for that. I got sponsored by the founders of Google. And I just went, and it was an amazing experience. It is a reality show on high seas, but it is fun nonetheless. And you
Which
get
leg did you do?
what?
Which legs did
I
you do?
did. Southeast Asia and then the Pacific.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of learning experience. It's everyone thinks it's just pay and go, but it's not that easy. It's
Yeah.
those boats are monsters, and they are punishing boats.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, Simon, and you completely mucked up the time today because of your calculations with GMT. So where are you at with your navigation?
I always seem to be about 100 miles out, but that's maybe because I'm wrong on the wrong hour.
Okay, all right, and we're gonna have some fun when we chat because I mean, I know you did the whole couple of seasons in the mini 650s, you know, and Transat and all that sort of stuff, and it's ingrained into your family, right? So, you know, what led you to the GGR? Like, where did the incentive come from? And don't say Jean-Luc because he's a Frenchman.
No, I mean, it was, well, around the world solo has always been the dream because I'm of an era a little bit older than Gaurav. And I remember when Francis Chichester went round and Robin Knox-Johnson. And so that's been the dream for a long time. And before GGR came along, I thought that was it because the Vendée Globe has become unreachable and everything else is stopping. And then GGR came along. And last time round wasn't the right time to do it. This time, hopefully, touch wood is.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be very interesting. But unbelievably, we've still only got one Frenchman, which is Arnaud. But I still got a couple on the side, but they haven't jumped yet. You know, maybe they will. I'm still hoping we're going to get a couple more French, but that's fine. All very good. Yeah. So okay. So what's Goro? What to you is the most fun about being involved with the GGR from start to finish? What's the big fun factor?
I think the fun factor is getting to know all these guys, and they've all been very kind to me, being the youngest over there and being the most ambitious, openly ambitious person in the race, and also.
Hang on, you got to. I don't know about that. Maybe it goes with the style of boat. Guy de Boer's pretty up there. You know, you two between you, you're going to win twice. You know, I'm sure there's going to be two winners.
But apart from that, I think just the preparation for like just getting the boat ready right now, it's so much fun. It's working on the boat. I've been putting my head down and working hours and hours without knowing how time passes, and that's just so much. It's I'm pouring in all my love into the boat, and it's lovely.
Just tell me once again the story of how you got your boat. It's unbelievable. You got it for like half price or something.
Oh yeah, so I went around North America. I saw a few boats in France, and I was just looking everywhere for the right boat. And I was doing all these calculations, same like Guy, who said I did all the calculations to see which boat is going to be the fastest. But then I wasn't getting the feeling from any boat I was getting. And then I went to New York to see this boat, and I stepped out of the car. The boat was on the hard, and I just had one look, and I was in love. And then everything just worked together. The boat was um, hull number 42 of Baba 35. It's going to be 42 years old when it's the race happens. And the owners were really nice. They had been living on the boat for 12 years, so they financed the deal for me. So I'm paying them back in installments. And the owners before them are in touch with me. So I have all the history of the boat, and that boat has something in it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, it's good to have that sort of feeling. That's quite fun. And you're not alone. I hear all these little stories from various entrants about people just jumping on the spirit of the GGR and doing amazing things. You know, so it's quite interesting.
And the boat is named Good Hope after the Cape of Good Hope, and she's never been there. So this is my opportunity to take it there, and that's what the previous owners wanted. They wanted the boat to visit Good Hope once.
Yeah, too true. Hey, I've just been watching. We're missing you asking questions, Goro. So, but everyone's doing a pretty good job. Guy de Boer's answered a few of them. Talk about the spirit here. Michelle Lee. Yeah, we have got a woman. It's Kirsten, and she'll be interviewed soon here. And Rianne's talking. Just having chatter on the side, but there's no direct questions. Oh no, hang on. Michelle Lee is calling you a cowboy. Loves your spirit. She's
Yeah, so I always wear a TV hat.
yeah, good fun. That was in jest. She's a Rowan. I think
Yeah.
she's going to take off again. Okay, so there's no direct questions that I'm missing out on there. If there is, I'll get Jane to bump me. All right, we're starting to get pushed for time.
Someone
Anyway,
has a question.
yeah,
Someone just said we have a question.
someone just said a question. You saw one?
Yeah, he said I have a question. Someone over there in the chat.
No. I said there's no one has. I have a question. Oh yeah. Okay. Apuravabura. I have a question. That's a good question. We're waiting for your question, so we'll wait till that pops up. Ask GGR about his new engine install. It's a Chinese engine. I actually looked at those engines a long time ago for another project. So
Yeah.
your engine's working now?
Oh, it's perfect. It
Perfect.
came up. Yeah.
Yep, that's
It
cool.
came alive in the first go.
Yep. Okay, that's cool. All right. So Simon, we're going to look forward to having a big chat with you next week, and I'll be in Les Sables d'Olonne then. So I'll be. It'll still be doing English. I won't be doing the interview in French, even though I could, but we'll stick to English. All right, and we'll look forward to that. So, anything you want to say before you go, Simon?
No, I'm good. I'm just off down to work on my wind vane. So I'll give you a bit of update on whether I've got a new one installed next week.
Yeah, cool. All right, that sounds good. Hey, just as a by the way, Les Sables d'Olonne are really powering with the Mini 650s, eh? It's like now there's the Vendée Globe, there's the Gold Globe, there's the Mini 650s. They're just doing amazing things there.
Yeah, that's great. Really great.
Yeah. It's really quite cool. Anyway, so all good. All right, so I'll sign you out now, Simon, and we'll see you next week, eh?
Great. Look forward to it.
Okay, see you. Thanks. Okay,
Am I the only one with who doesn't have a hydro vane on their boat?
Sorry?
Am I the only one without a hydro vane on my boat?
I've got no idea. You've got the Cape Horn, which is going to that'll be interesting to see how it goes. Quite a unique installation, being tucked in through the back of the boat like that. It's quite cool. That'll do the job. We'll be following with great interest. So you're pretty organised. Any particular subjects you want to get across while people are watching? I don't know how many are watching, maybe two, but
there are lots more watching. Don, it's me. So I would. If anyone's around in Toronto, I need a hand with the boat. So please come and help me out. So if you're listening, message me. Check out my website. Check out my Facebook following. The more you follow all our competitors, it's going to help everyone grow and probably get sponsors, get more for the event itself. So if you are watching, please go like everyone's page and follow everyone and me especially.
Yeah, I want you to do a post, Goro, on that 19-footer and show the course where you went for 800 miles with a broken rudder from 20 miles out from the start and only one life jacket short. I'm fascinated. I want to see where the course is. That's amazing. So what's your biggest fear about the GGR?
The biggest, as I said last time when we spoke in Les Sables d'Olonne, I'm really worried about what happens after I come back. So if you see Mark Slats, he's doing the rowing, but he's still looking for sponsors even after doing so well in the GGR. It's the atmosphere, but even that, I want to do more. I want to do the one day after I come back, and I want to do more sailing. So I wouldn't want to be in a position where I have to search for sponsors. I would love to be in a space where I win, and that helps me to going to the next step. And I don't especially want to go back looking for a corporate job after I come back from Golden Globe race.
Oh, I hope your boss is not listening. Because who are you working with now? What do you do for a job now?
So I work at 3M. I am a global search leader for digital marketing for 3M, a role I just got recently.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds cool. All right. So, and you're going to be a Canadian entry because we've got some people wondering whether it was Canadian or Indian, or you're going to be dual entry or what?
Can I be a dual entry? I don't know. If I can be a dual entry, no. So that's the point. I think registering the boat in India is going to be a very big task. So might as well just do Canada. And I think Canada, as Canadian people have backed me really well. They have been very nice to me. and this
Yeah.
country has enabled me to participate in this race. So it's only right that I go for the Canadian entry. I think there's a question now.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, there's a question now. What's the question? Hang on a sec. Here, question. Just wondering, taking out the engine and prop. No, you can't. You've got to leave the engine and prop in. And yeah, as Guy said, thank you, Guy. Very good. We keep the boats as standard as we can, and the engine might be needed for safety as well. So, but anyway, thanks for that, Benjamin. All right, that's it. We're over time, so we better get off. Otherwise, the satellite link's going to fail. Like all those things they say. See you later.
Oh, yeah.
See you later, Goro. Say
Thank
hi
you
to
so
Gurav
much.
say hi to Gurav if you see him.
Oh, yeah, I will.
Thanks a lot, and we'll chat again. Good luck with the boat, and keep everything happening.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you so much. I enjoyed it. Bye.
Yep. Okay. See you later. Thanks. See ya.
Bye.
Okay, so that's the end of another one, and we'll see you all again next week, and I'll be in France in the Sable d'Olonne. Looking forward to that, and good luck, everyone. Stay healthy and all those sorts of things as well. Stay away from the virus. See you later. Bye-bye.